Have you ever wondered if you might be transgender? Transgender is a term that describes people whose gender identity does not match the sex they were assigned at birth. Transgender people may identify as men, women, non-binary, or any other gender identity that feels right for them. Being transgender is not a choice, a phase, or a mental illness. It is a natural and valid way of being human, just like being cisgender. However, many transgender people face discrimination, stigma, and violence because of their gender identity. That's why it is important to know the signs of being transgender and seek support if you need it. Here are 5 signs that you might be transgender. Keep in mind that these are not definitive or exclusive criteria. Everyone's experience of gender is different and there is no one way to be transgender. The only person who can determine your gender identity is you. One of the most common signs of being transgender is feeling uncomfortable or unhappy with your assigned gender or sex characteristics. For example, you may feel that your body does not match how you see yourself or how you want others to see you. You may dislike or want to change certain aspects of your body, such as your genitals, breasts, facial hair, voice, or height. You may also feel uncomfortable or unhappy with the social expectations and roles that come with your assigned gender. For example, you may not like the clothes, toys, hobbies, careers, or behaviors that are considered appropriate for your gender. You may feel pressured to act in a certain way or hide parts of yourself to fit in. Another sign of being transgender is having a strong desire to be or live as another gender. For example, you may wish that you were born as another sex or that you could wake up one day as another gender. You may fantasize about having the body, appearance, name, pronouns, and life of another gender. You may also take steps to make yourself look or feel more like another gender. For example, you may wear clothes, accessories, makeup, or hairstyles that are associated with another gender. You may use a different name or pronouns online or with trusted friends. You may research medical options for transitioning to another gender. A third sign of being transgender is identifying with or relating to people of another gender more than your own. For example, you may feel more comfortable around people who share your gender identity than those who share your assigned sex. You may enjoy watching movies, reading books, playing games, or listening to music that feature characters or artists of another gender. You may also look up to people of another gender as role models or sources of inspiration. For example, you may admire celebrities, activists, athletes, or historical figures who are of another gender. You may wish that you could be like them or have their qualities. A fourth sign of being transgender is experiencing gender dysphoria or distress because of the mismatch between your gender identity and your assigned gender. Gender dysphoria is a term that describes the feeling of discomfort or distress that some transgender people have when their gender identity does not match their assigned sex or sex-related physical characteristics. Gender dysphoria can affect different aspects of your life, such as your self-esteem, mood, relationships, school, work, and health. It can cause symptoms such as anxiety, depression, anger, frustration, sadness, isolation, shame, guilt, confusion, or suicidal thoughts. Not all transgender people experience gender dysphoria, and not all people who experience gender dysphoria are transgender. However, if you do experience it and it interferes with your daily functioning or well-being, you may benefit from seeking professional help. A fifth sign of being transgender is experimenting with or expressing your gender in different ways, such as changing your name, pronouns, clothing, hairstyle, or voice. Experimenting with or expressing your gender can help you explore your identity, discover what makes you happy, and show the world who you are. Some examples of experimenting with or expressing your gender are using a different name or pronouns that match your gender identity, wearing clothes, accessories, makeup, or hairstyles that reflect your gender identity, changing your voice pitch, tone, or mannerisms to sound more like your gender identity, taking hormones or undergoing surgery to align your body with your gender identity, coming out as transgender to your family, friends, school, work, or community. Experimenting with or expressing your gender can be exciting, liberating, and empowering. However, it can also be challenging, scary, and risky. You may face rejection, discrimination, harassment, or violence from people who do not accept or understand your gender identity. You may also face legal, financial, or medical barriers to accessing the resources and services you need. That's why it is important to have a support system of people who respect and affirm your gender identity. You may find support from other transgender people who share similar experiences and challenges. You may also find support from allies who are willing to learn and advocate for you. If you think you might be transgender, you are not alone. There are millions of transgender people around the world who have diverse and beautiful expressions of gender. There is no right or wrong way to be transgender, and no one can tell you what your gender identity is. The best way to explore your gender identity is to listen to yourself and follow what feels authentic and comfortable for you. You may want to do some research on different terms and labels that describe different aspects of gender identity. You may also want to talk to a therapist who specializes in gender issues and can help you sort out your feelings and options. If you decide that you are transgender and want to transition to another gender, you have the right to do so in a way that suits your needs and goals. Transitioning is a personal process that can involve social, legal, and medical changes. You may choose to transition in some ways and not others. You may choose to transition at any age and at any pace. Whatever you decide to do, remember that you deserve respect, dignity, and happiness. Being transgender is not a problem that needs to be fixed. It is a part of who you are and a source of pride and strength.
We hope you found the information helpful. We know that being transgender can be a difficult journey, and we want to do our part to make it a little bit easier. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel. It would mean the world to us. You can also support our work by joining our membership. This will help us continue to create content that is helpful and supportive for the community. Thank you again for watching, and we hope to see you next time.